Let's dive into the A9III initial review. I understand that with nearly every camera release, there tends to be an exaggeration or overhype of features. However, in the case of the Sony A9III launch, the excitement is justified. The introduction of the global shutter is a feature that I somehow anticipated and I was waiting for it. This specific feature has opened a lot of doors and ideas. Whenever I'm thinking about an ideal camera that I have in mind, I was always thinking about something which is having a global shutter. Now that it's literally a dream came true, let's dig into a bit into the technology itself. For those unfamiliar, conventional electronic shutters are reading the data from the sensor top to bottom exactly as a scanner would do. This leads to distortions in photos and videos as well. The Sony A9 and A1 improve this, yet the global shutter eliminates distortions and banding altogether. Beyond these advantages, what personally excites me about the global shutter, it's not just its elimination of distortion or banding. In the realm of flash photography, there have always been a limitation on which shutter speeds could be used with flash. Typically, electronic shutters couldn't be used with flash at all. Traditionally, mechanical shutters, like the one on Sony A1, max out at a flash sync of the 40th part of a second. The global shutter from the Sony A9III, however, allows flash usage at any shutter speed, even reaching speeds as high as the 18,000th part of a second. There is somehow a limitation to f1.8 or higher for this feature, restricting speeds to up to 60,000 part of a second at 1.4 or lower, but remains still highly usable. The advancement grants greater control in bright sunlight using flash, eliminating the need for ND filters or high-speed sync. Another notable feature enabled by the global shutter is the ability to shoot full RAW files at 120 frames per second. Sony has implemented this feature smartly, allowing users to choose the frames per second using drive mode with a boost of a button option. The boost setting assigned, I think defaultly is on C5. On the button, it's in the camera's front button something. Lets you shoot full 120 FPS when you're holding down the button and reverting to the chosen frame rates when you're releasing the button. This global shutter also facilitates a feature called pre-capture. Now tell me in the comment section if this feature sounds familiar to you somehow with the live function from the iPhones. This setting works exactly as an iPhone live mode. It captures the moment you have pressed the shutter or engaged autofocus. When you're pressing the shutter, you not only get the intended image, but also a series of images captured before. So somehow you're pressing the button, you're starting to record, and then you're pressing it fully. And when you're saving it, you're having some seconds or milliseconds before you press the shutter button completely, you're having them registered on your card. This is a game changer for sports and wildlife and maybe photojournalistic. They ensure somehow that you're capturing the decisive moment, so you're timing it perfectly. Beyond the global shutter, Sony A9III boosts flagship features, including the top-tier video capabilities of 4K 100 frames per second with no sensor crop. What I find awesome is that the built-in dynamic stabilization rivals a gimbal quality. Additionally, the inclusion of the impressive flip tilt screen that you also see it on A7 Air 5, I think, adds a lot of versatility to the camera. Although the global shutter stands out as a significant feature for the Sony A9III, the camera itself delivers on all fronts expected from a flagship model. Despite the desire for maybe some of us wanting a bigger sensor than 24 megapixel, it's somehow striking a balance for a range of applications with the option to stack if you need more resolution. I am curious about the performance in low light conditions of the ISO and the dynamic range compared to the older models of A9. I do wish that I could literally grab my hands on and try this beast of a camera. Not sure it's quite doable, but I'm having high hopes here. All in all, I think these are the most important features that the A9 III has. It's also having this AI tracking system for different subjects right now, for trains, cars, birds, insects, animals, whatsoever. That's it from me for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.